called preparation. That's the kind of guy you want guarding your gorge. If you catch my drift.
Listen, who's guarding your gorge?
Who's guarding your gorge?
So the gorge is a metaphor.
Okay. Okay. Hold on.
It's about
Save it.
Talking with words.
Welcome back to Talking with Words. You're here with Rob.
Taylor.
Oh, shit. He remembered his name.
Cameron.
And Ryan.
You okay over there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Not to be confused with yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of mhms and yeses, tonight we watched The Gorge, which, when did this come out?
5 days ago.
5 days ago. Okay. I knew it was recent.
Wow. Apple TV production.
Topical. Apple TV, new release.
And if you invite Taylor over your house, he will sign you up for Apple TV. Oh, got to get my billing people on that. So if you're unfamiliar with this film, it's described as two highly trained operatives become close after being sent to protect opposite sides of a mysterious gorge. When evil emerges, they must work together to survive what lies within. Underneath that, it says High School Musical 3. I don't know why. This
Related.
stars Miles Teller, Anna Taylor-Joy, Sigourney Weaver. There's not really a lot going on in this movie other than
That's it.
those two people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to? You can't, can you?
I cannot.
Hey, I'll do the parents guy while we're at it.
Yay.
Where is it? All right. Rated PG-13 for intense sequence of violence and action. A brief, strong language. That's like really weird country, isn't it? That's not Sally.
No.
Yeah.
That didn't feel right.
That's South Carolina.
Sex and nudity. Mild. Violence and gore, moderate. Profanity, mild. Alcohol, drugs, and smoking, mild. Frightening and intense scenes, mode. Moderate, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
As Sally would say. So, Taylor, this was your pick.
Yay.
Because every fucking time you come here, I bend to your will.
Yay.
I don't- Can we address that real quick?
I'm special occasion Taylor.
He's special ed Taylor. That's really funny. He's a Make-A-Wish kid.
So that's what it is. Every time he comes over here, he just has whatever his pick is a go.
Bring a movie up.
And like you don't vet
Yeah.
these beforehand.
Oh,
You're
hell
like,
no. That's
yeah,
half the
yeah,
fun.
whatever.
Yeah.
See, the issue is you don't hostage negotiate your appearances. I do.
No, there's a sick part of me that's a lot of me that enjoys the torture that I go through over here. So it's just like, it's
It's called S&M.
part of me.
Gotta say, look, here's the thing. You want to see this face? You're gonna have to give me 2 Butterfingers.
Check.
Okay, we're not talking about movies anymore. You guys are negotiating.
I understand why James didn't show up tonight now.
Campfire. Now,
I need James's opinion on this movie though. So James, you're listening?
get after it.
If you don't have Apple TV, Rob now has it. So
Yeah. I'll share it, and I'll share you Taylor's Venmo. So this movie was a lot of things. I think it starts out with how you'd expect.
It couldn't decide what it wanted.
It didn't
to
really
be.
know if it had stuck to one of the few things, it could have been a pretty good movie. There was some stuff in there I really liked, but a lot of it was just all over the place. It starts like you would expect. You have the ex-military merc essentially recruited by someone,
yes.
Sigourney Weaver's character,
Evil lady.
At
Yeah.
a base. So
with military there,
yes.
which makes more sense at the end. But so that they're going to send him out, and what was is anyone going to miss you? Wasn't that like one of the questions?
Yeah.
in
Do you
the
have
interview?
anyone?
Do you have
who will
anybody
miss
that
you?
cares about you or will miss you if you don't make it back?
No. So what's the job?
Yeah. So
That's not a red flag.
I mean, I would assume that somebody who would sign up for such a job under such conditions is looking to kill themselves.
Well, he kind of said as much.
yeah.
Like, there's not so much for me. Yeah.
But the thing is, when he gets there, he sure doesn't seem like he's wanting to die or kill himself.
He's got a purpose.
Well, not at first he doesn't, but he's still
Yeah,
like,
he does. He's got a job to do.
yeah, I would have appreciated a continuation of that where like
You wanted to see a failed suicide
I
attempt.
wanted to see a failed
Man on
suicide
fire
attempt.
style.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Had
wanted
so
to
many
see a
opportunities
miss.
too.
I mean, it would
Uh-huh.
have given it more depth for sure.
He had
Absolutely.
plenty time to work that one out.
Yeah. Still does.
Yeah. 365 days to be exact.
Yeah.
But we start with Anna.
Anya.
Sure. Taylor Joy said the sloths kill. That's how the entire movie starts. It's her in a hole shooting someone.
Yes.
Trying to piece together. Wait, what? What's going on here?
They had to establish her credentials
Mm.
because
For-
apparently, if you're a man, it's just okay to be a long shot with not showing you.
Okay.
So, what do you think her side of the job interview was like?
Exactly the same thing.
That's a great question that I've got a note on here.
Taylor.
I got plenty of things that
My
I
guy.
want to.
Call Sigourney and ask her.
So he's I think we've introduced the movie enough to anybody who has or hasn't seen it.
They're in towers on opposite sides of this gorge that they can't talk, and they're watching the gorge.
There it is.
Some would
That's the
say a
movie.
watchtower.
Base.
And I got a number of things that I want to bring up here, but I think the place that I would like to start
Is the butthole.
when Miles Teller falls into the gorge. Realistically, does Anya Taylor-Joy jump in that gorge? Now, hear me out. What I mean by that,
That was just after she got laid for the first time in months.
that's great. I'm really happy for her. But what I mean by that is let's go back everything that we know about her character. So she's a ruthless, cold-blooded Lithuanian sniper assassin. So her
Hold on,
She's not
hold on.
ruthless, man.
Yeah.
She's got to give her
Ruthless
little,
and cold-blooded. She was having issues
She's
the
gotta
same
give
as
her-
him.
She's got to give her brass.
but
to
she's
her
still
poppy.
pulling the fucking trigger
Sure.
Yeah.
on
Just like
unsuspecting people.
Mr. I Love You over there.
Yeah, and
But-
he's apparently done this several times.
She has to give her pain to her poppy.
Sure.
But the second her dad even mentioned, hey, I'm going to control how I go out, she got super upset.
Oh, so she's upset that the person that she knows is gonna be killed.
Someone she loves, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. But
Go ahead, finish
and
your
now
thoughts
all
there's-
there.
these other
Person
people
she
have people
loves.
that she loves, and she's fine with killing them. So hold on. So her life is
Who
looking
did she
through.
love that she killed in this?
Huh?
Who
No,
did
no, no.
she love that she killed in this?
No,
She's
I'm
only
saying
loved
other
3
people
people
loved
ever.
the people that she shot through her sniper scope.
Yeah, but
Right.
she didn't, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly. So she's a psycho.
That's
So
it,
she hooks
yeah.
up with this guy who's the only other person that's presumably within hundreds of miles. And then he falls into a gorge the day after they hook up for the first time. So,
But they've been building that relationship for however many weeks and months.
sure, great. So the two things that are keeping her out of the gorge are one, she's a psychopath, highly trained murderer, which is a pretty good reason not to jump in.
I think that might go against you on that one.
And the
Yeah.
second one is that she's been given a responsibility to keep monsters from escaping into the world. So if she jumps in and dies, there's nobody manning the gorge.
She was
Yeah.
awfully okay with him leaving his post if something happened over there.
Sure, but you know what? They're both still up top. They're
That's his
still
side,
outside.
not her side.
So, I mean,
She saw jumping into the gorge as an opportunity. We call that a target-rich environment.
She loves him back, Taylor.
Yeah.
Love does
oh,
crazy things.
I'm sorry. She's the Lithuanian sniper assassin with the heart of gold.
Yeah.
You watched the same movie?
Yeah, that's right.
Wasn't the middle Love
This
Actually?
was Love Actually, right?
Yeah, I think this is kind of what I'm talking about here. She wouldn't do that, and she would be like, "Hey, maybe I shouldn't let this guy onto my side of the gorge."
I think you're hanging up a lot on that fact she kills people.
She initiated the conversation in the first place.
Sure, that because she was bored, that doesn't mean that
She's
she
breaking
wants to-
protocol first.
look,
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't have any issue with her breaking protocol first.
Just
I have
women in general.
I
Just
have
her eyes.
issues with her putting herself into danger.
Yeah.
Like taking a
I mean-
job in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, technically she's already in danger.
She is exactly where she wants to be. She's a mile away from the closest person, and she's got a sniper rifle. That's her wheelhouse.
So what else did you think about this fucking movie you made us watch?
Yeah.
What else do I have? I got plenty of stuff. I got
Well, you
plenty
stop
of
talking
stuff.
for a minute because Jesus. We
Oh,
didn't even
Wait, he falls into the gorge? What the hell?
I missed that part.
Spoilers.
I want to talk about when he gets there because we follow Miles.
Oh, he gets there.
What's his name? Levi.
Levi.
We follow Levi, and he arrives. He parachutes in. He has to hike for apparently over a day because we see him camp.
Skill
32
Skill
kilometers.
rocks.
Yeah, to this tower where he meets JD, who is a different.
Is SAS?
Is that what it was? I couldn't
I
remember
think
what
so.
his different nation. So you still can play with that piece of it for the beginning of the movie. And
What's the problem,
what do you-
Cameron?
Why couldn't they just drop his ass right on the freaking tower like they?
No fly zone. She said that when she came out, when he woke up and was getting up, she came out, she took his watch, phone, and ID,
Right.
which was his passport.
can't have anybody but them knowing.
And she
Nobody's
said-
allowed to know where
she
the
said
gorge
you've
is.
got 3 minutes before we hit the no fly zone.
So
Get ready.
Okay, the deep state people
Dark Lake?
Dark
don't
Lake.
don't count.
No, it's their gorge.
Sure.
Yeah.
They can play with it all they want.
But they contracted whoever to take him out there. I mean,
Do you think it
Because-
matters?
well,
Not
yeah.
anymore.
Okay. Sorry. Keep,
I mean, at that point it did. But I mean, they're already cherry picking
keep going.
their next person from the military.
This
so
guy just
I-
fell off a cliff on the side of a mountain. Go
I would
find a new one.
assume they're utilizing the military to get him out there, get him back, and so they're in order to keep their secret.
Find
a
us some
secret.
suicide risks with
Yeah.
expertise in fucking everything in the world.
Sorry. Keep going.
including gardening
Welding.
and welding.
Every single
repelling.
thing that came up. It's like Lexi and Jurassic Park. I know this.
Yeah.
But the day one, sorry, that missed some of you. The day
Just
one
Cameron.
Sorry.
where JD is explaining, there's very little explaining going on other than, hey, we don't let anything past this point by any means necessary. Mines, automatic turrets, all this shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, what's down there? Oh, we call them the Hollow Men. Okay, see ya. Like, what?
Yeah.
That's the end of the conversation?
He had to be there at 1600 the following day. He learned everything he was supposed to learn, and then at 8 a.m. the next morning, he's like, "All right, bro, I'm out."
Yeah.
There's no follow up to
Don't
what are
mess
the
up the
Hollow
vodka.
Men? Yeah, that. And he wasn't writing anything down. He's just like, Like I'd be taking notes.
All like had the kind of codes to set up a mine.
Yeah.
You know, like
Which I'm sure a lot of that was in the.
Yeah,
the random stuff you can go find
Yeah.
in the tower.
It's
there's
in
an
the-
SOP out there somewhere.
In the welcome pamphlet.
That's a.
It's written on the wall somewhere.
Welcome to the Dharma Initiative.
Why is there only one person? I've got an idea. How about, because the gorge is 2 miles wide, at least, how about 2 people on each side? Well, how about 4? How about fucking 100?
Right.
Because it seems like it's pretty important
That's
to
a
keep that shit in the fucking gorge.
and there's
That's
two
a
turret
lot of
guns
murders to do afterwards.
in
Yeah.
the watchtower.
yeah, there's 2 turret guns.
Both with the same angles.
Maybe.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, and you know what? They're firing across the gorge, which is pretty far away. So I don't know. Are there any better methods to keep the fucking things off the walls than like a fence that they get through pretty easily on the very first time that they encounter them?
Sure do.
That's kind of secondary though for them, keeping the shit in the hole.
Well, putting other things in other holes.
That's their primary.
Mm-hmm,
Did James tell you that?
Is she the first girl to ever
Wait, are we
charge
talking
a
about Dark
gorge?
Lake
Oh,
or her now?
interesting.
We're talking about Anya Taylor-Joy.
Okay,
Is
I was
she-
following up on your point of having 100 people
Oh,
on the line of the top secret
Yeah.
thing that no one should ever know about because it's not really just protecting it, it's
And it's-
farming pharmaceutical research and making
And
the
remember,
Winter Soldier.
they're killing pretty much everybody that works out there
right.
and dropping them back in the gorge. So
Why?
the more people you send out there,
More fun shit to mine out of them.
right? The more people you send out there, the more people you have to kill afterwards,
Cool.
and that starts getting, HR starts to question those things.
Okay, so why send any people out there? Let's just have auto drones out there just perusing the sides of the gorge.
Shit can't go wrong if no one's there.
Yeah,
That's right. Got to have people out there. There's
Yeah.
no story. And Anya
Exactly.
Taylor-Joy's got to be a cute lady.
Well,
There's no story. How about two dudes? Can we watch a gay love story about guys who
Yeah.
just figured it out?
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, Brokeback Mountain.
There's the movie you want, Taylor.
Brokeback Gorge.
I don't think that fits.
Huh? It fits.
All right.
I didn't like that. Okay.
Now you're with me.
I
Okay.
got it.
Also, the last rule. Oh yeah, you can't contact that only other person that you're going to see for the next year. And also, here's these goggles that make it look like they're standing right in front of you.
Why would they check in on the radio once every month? Because if shit goes wrong the day after they check in, you got a long time before you realize, oh, damn, they've gotten out. How about they check in twice a day?
I think that is more of
Minimizing
a
contact.
a tactic for them because they have the drones out there. They're obviously keeping an eye on shit.
But he didn't know that.
Right. I think
Yeah.
that part of it's a tactic to keep them isolated.
Sure.
That way, when you see the next person, you're so happy that you saw someone that you'll get on a helicopter and hang off of it and tell them every piece of information they want to know in case they're going to shoot you in the face and drop you in the gorge.
And you've completely forgotten all the red flag questions from the interview.
Levi drops his pants so quick in this. Like the first question Anya asks is like,
Tarasa.
what's your name? And he's like, I can't talk to you. Writes back, I can't talk to you. And then 2 seconds later, he's like, Levi.
Now you're getting it, yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yes.
I'm a company man until I'm not, which is literally 2 seconds after
When
I
you
say I am.
Both of these
when you haven't
people-
talked to a chick for 2 or 3 months.
I can't talk to you, Levi.
both of these people, it would be in the very front of their minds. This other person across from me has killed a lot of people, or they wouldn't have gotten this job. And maybe I should be careful. But fuck it, I guess. Whatever.
Knock, knock.
I've got another thing too. This one really bothered me. This is the first time where I got pulled out of the movie.
Is this before we go in the gorge? Because I
This
want
is-
to talk about the rest of the pre-gorging.
This is pre-gorge.
Okay, hit it.
So on
Wait, so was this pull out before Levi's pull
Before
out?
he got
Mhm.
gorged,
Yeah.
or
Oh yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yes.
So on the first night where they both encounter the Hollow Men scaling the sides of the gorge,
Sure.
which,
her birthday.
by the way, later on, this is just later on.
was it
when
her
they're-
birthday?
She
Yeah.
says,
Yeah.
the best birthday ever. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sorry, keep going.
Later on, when they are in the gorge, they comment that the Hollow Men can think tactically, but in 75 fucking years, all they've been able to figure out is we're just going to climb the sides of the gorge right under these towers where they can shoot at us, and all these fucking tripwires. We just can't figure this shit out. So, not great tactics, but anyways, so
Well, they're not all geniuses,
they're not all.
Those are the ones that are
geniuses,
just getting
you're
birthed
correct.
by the mother tree.
but some of them were the scientists that are stuck down there that are, we'll say, slightly above average intelligence.
Should be right, except
I mean, hopefully.
except they got stuck in the fucking gorge, so they can't be that smart.
Hey, my mom was stuck in the gorge.
Hey, did you not watch that 8mm film with the rest of us, Taylor? That literally explained how they got stuck down there?
I'm a-
Oh, I thought you
Namaste
meant
and
I
good
thought
luck.
you meant Nicolas Cage 8mm. I was like, wait, can we watch that instead?
Oh, I would love to watch that film instead. That was a great film.
So,
keep
anyways,
going.
so they're firing on the things that are crawling up on his side, and then Anya Taylor-Joy hears on her side one of those rebel yells from the Hollow Men, and then what happens is the hand clips over the edge. So hold on a second. So they have broken through all of the defenses at this point and climbed up to the very tippy top of her tower. So they're out. There's a bunch that have escaped into the woods at this point. They're totally out. And we're just sitting there pretending like they got them all. They didn't. They're fucking running.
Yeah,
They're through the woods.
moving up on this one line straight to the tower.
Exactly. No, they're gone. You failed. It took you 1 month to erase all of the work that they had been doing for 75 years. So it's over. And that's what I understood is it doesn't matter that they went to France. They fucked up. It's been months. Those things are
that's
out.
why you're not allowed to talk to the other person. It takes your mind off the job.
That's right.
Speaking of talking to the person, I cringed really hard because they did a Queen's Gambit and Whiplash back to back.
Whiplash.
Oh, Whiplash.
Whip.
That was like the only thing in the trivia too.
I bet they hated doing it too.
You didn't catch it.
They had to have been like, don't make me do this. This isn't this isn't an I'll be back. I'm not that person.
Do you think everybody that encounters Miles Teller, like every other person, has got to be like, are you rushing or are you dragging? They all have got to yell that at this point. There's nothing else I would say to that guy except those two phrases.
It's like what's her name that plays Dee Reynolds? People just walk up to her on the street and they're like, bird. Like, okay. All right, I get it.
I was watching an interview with Ken Jeong, Leslie Chow, and he's like, even when I'm in the mall with my daughter, people run up and be like, are you gonna fuck on me? And then walk off.
Take that, kids.
Yep.
Okay, before we get to where everything, the whole movie changes.
This is still some like the first scene of fighting with the Hollow Men.
The Hollow Men.
Kind of fun. Apart from they're probably out at this point. But
They're
just like at night, firing back and forth, kind of fun.
Well, they had to be like
World War Z-esque.
We're losing people. Throw some shit in there that other part of the movie we want to make, and then we're gonna lose them when we do our Love Actually.
I was like, this can be pretty decent.
And then we'll hit them again with some action.
Yeah,
this is a date night movie for tweens.
That's what it should have been. They should have never gone in the gorge, and it should have been them just
going at it,
learning to love.
No. This movie's nothing without the gorge.
Well, they either don't go in the gorge or they go in immediately.
I want a whole movie of gorging. It looked awesome.
Some more.
It was very Elden Ring.
Some more sepia. Would you like some more?
Yeah. What tone shall we use, Master?
Let's slip some more slides into the color deck here.
It's a little Silent Hill vibes.
Yeah, there was definitely some of that. I liked it.
Yeah.
But the thing that pissed me off the most in this whole movie.
Just one thing. Besides that, Taylor picked it.
That's what pissed me off.
I knew going in I'd be pissed about that, but I agreed to it like a sucker. They were good at every single thing they did. They knew how to do. They knew how to garden. They knew how to all that. And then he goes and disassembles a rocket to make a grappling hook, and first try works totally perfect. Like, no, fuck you. That's 3 rocket tries.
He did set the tree on fire in the process.
That's gonna happen. And when he got there, he's like,
metaphor for their burning love.
He gets there in front of her house. He's like, oh yeah, can I come over?
Extinguished.
You're creeping now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in your bedroom. May I come in?
Bold strategy, Cotton.
I mean, it worked for him, but
he did smell. She did steal his clothes.
Do you think this is so to your point, is she the first female? And
Probably.
or do you think this has happened
Otherwise,
before?
this would be more Brokeback Mountain-esque.
I maintain that he gets halfway across that zip line, and once he starts crawling and it starts getting real for her, She's shooting that fucking line. She's like, "Whoa, second guesses. This is a bad idea, actually."
Who hurt you?
Question. They sure as shit fired off a fuckload of rounds when they had that incursion on their first month.
Yeah.
How are they getting resupplied with ammunition?
They did the Austin Powers thing in the beginning. Like,
Yeah, the bunker.
Everything you need is in the bunker. Armory, you'll
For
have supply
all
drops.
year. For all year. Because they spent a lot of ammo.
Didn't they have ammo supply drops to some point? Didn't
They
he say
could.
that? I thought he said that in the
they'll supply if need be,
Yeah.
because part of keeping things up is
Maintenance.
tracking inventory and maintenance and things like that.
What about food? Are they dropping him food? Because he seems like he's
Tomato.
That's what the
Rabbit pies
rabbit
are
pie
for?
and garden is for.
I thought her pie was the rabbit pie.
Well, I mean,
How dare you?
he had a couple pies that night, but
Easy.
I mean,
I got one too.
yeah,
Easy.
probably.
Easy, Rod.
What's this rated? This podcast.
It's PG.
13.
13.
Oh, the podcast?
Podcast? Yeah. Good luck.
I was thinking when all those turrets were going off, I just had freaking William Dafoe screaming, "There was a firefight going on in my head." Just so much ammo, just blazing.
dumping.
Also, I wrote down that he goes to take a shower, and Taylor and I immediately we goes cum gutters.
You guys are meant for each other.
Thanks, Rick and Morty.
I love that we had the sexualization of him, but we didn't have any sexualization of Anya Taylor-Joy.
Thank God.
Except for the first time he
Not a
beat
fan of
her
the lady?
staring at her ass.
Well, it makes me think.
It's
I
her.
mean, is this a movie for the ladies?
This is I mean, except for some
Would
of
have been a
the
movie for
weird
James.
creatures.
Except for half of it.
Ladies aren't big like creature people.
Well, these creatures
That's what they called me in high school.
pretty Disney, I feel like.
Yeah, I was getting like Pirates of the Caribbean
Yeah.
vibes.
hmm
Yeah.
I was thinking Captain Hook and
Yep.
like when they're coming up the rope.
Yep.
Like they're going for Peter Pan.
And like Davy Jones locker and all that type of stuff. Yeah, I got all that.
Yeah, the first encounter that they have with them in the gorge, I go, "Oh, these guys really aren't a threat. They're fine." I mean, they had multiple opportunities. They were riding giant fucking horses made of trees that had snakes coming out of them,
Yep.
and they did no damage whatsoever. So really, I mean,
And can be shot and killed.
yeah, they were quite cuddly.
And they have unlimited ammo.
Sure.
And apparently they recover from every wound almost immediately.
It's impressive.
Yeah, you gotta shoot their heads off, Groot style.
Oh,
Who
I was
said
talking
Groot?
about the humans.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah, there was a Groot, I believe.
Screwed.
Yeah, seeing as how they both sustained massive injuries,
Yeah. When she was dragged behind the
and they still did a 4K run the next day.
yeah, she was dragged behind the horse. She was
Uphill,
that girl was
both
dead.
ways.
That
Yeah.
person was dead.
Yeah.
her leg is absolutely broken.
Oh, you
at
mean
the very least?
That thing that
Yeah.
weighs like 25 pounds.
Not both her legs, one of her legs.
Yeah.
She's a gorgeous woman. I don't know what's wrong with you.
Eh.
Anything else before we go downtown?
Is that going down in the gorge, going deep
The Australian
Oh, yeah.
hole?
inside?
Yes.
Anything else? Yeah.
But you have to get through the brush.
I
Wait,
thought you had a lot of notes, Taylor.
so he
You've only
goes in the
said two.
gorge?
So did he.
What the hell, man?
Not for okay, everything else is after we get in.
Are you in? Are you docked?
Let's dive right in, as they say. Just like Anya Taylor-Joy, who wouldn't have ever fucking done that. She would have just been like, "Oh, I hope they send another guy." I wonder if the next guy will be great.
Would they have to kill them both after that? I mean, probably.
No.
They're gonna kill him anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like arguing price with a hooker.
that's-
Doesn't matter.
the issue. We know
Fair.
that the American side is killing their people, but is the Russian side?
It's not American and Russian. That's what they set it up to be.
It's Dark Lake.
the whole thing.
So both sides are Dark Lake?
So Sigourney Weaver having the same conversation.
She interviewed them both.
No,
Yes.
no. That's not right, because Anya Taylor-Joy mentions that she's got to go to Moscow to get the assignment.
Doesn't mean that she can't.
But
be
it's
there.
still from Dark Lake.
Yeah.
So Moscow is hiring an American military contractor?
No,
No.
Dark Lake is. Dark Lake hires everybody.
And she wasn't in America. That was like Singapore.
She's going to the Kremlin. She's going to the Kremlin to get the assignment. Anya Taylor-Joy's going to the fucking Kremlin. Dark Lake is not going in the Kremlin.
Sure, they are.
Saying Kremlin?
Kremlin with the ice cream cones.
I mean,
what part of this are you having a problem with?
I'm having a major. This is ridiculous here.
she hired Levi out of Pendleton.
Yeah, because they were
Yeah,
military base.
Military base. That makes sense.
Yeah,
And
but
she was a military asset for Russia.
Yeah, when was the last time like they do when he got the text message, hey, 1,400
No.
cars, sedans picking you up. You don't get like when you get to Camp Pendleton, they're ushering you off the bus and screaming at you. They're not picking you up in a private car
He is. He's good.
He's Levi.
because he's a
Yeah.
military contractor.
He's Levi.
Did you watch him farm?
Yeah,
They're being courteous to him. No.
but I mean, if they're contracted, if they've got some sort of agreement with whatever governments, like who's to say she didn't just chop her into Moscow and hire this chick?
I
and then
say because that
Moving along.
that doesn't make any sense.
It
And,
makes
and
perfect
I've got
sense.
one more thing.
You're the only one that doesn't
Who's
think it.
is that? You just breathing into the microphone?
I'm trying.
Are you Eeyore over
No,
there?
I'm just trying to either stop or advance the
when
conversation.
he goes over to her side and they're talking before dinner and having dinner, he doesn't fucking ask her what her counterpart said when she got dropped off. Like, hey, let's compare stories because my guy told me a bunch of crazy shit.
I don't think they can
Well-
tell you every single conversation that these people have.
This would
in
be a
the
conversation, though. This would be something that you film.
He would make the Snyder cut if he did this.
People
Yeah.
need to
6
know.
hours long.
The movie was already longer than it probably should have been.
Oh,
We didn't need
yes.
another 14-minute conversation there.
Absolutely.
I kind of wanted the whole story to start in the towers on the gorge. Just start there, both of them, and then start to build their story little by little as you go along.
We get it.
Absolutely.
That
I
would have been
thought-
fun. Just boom.
I thought we were already
We're
in
here.
the gorge with her first shot hiding in a cave. I
Yep.
thought we were going to 127 hours it immediately.
Yeah.
because they kind of showed you the mountainous whatever terrain. You're like, oh,
That's
we're there. We're there.
I think that's the big problem is like they gave you way too much information. Like less is more for this kind of this is a high concept. Like there's a gorge. You should never know what's in the gorge. You should just be like maybe you see some shadows. The auto rifles should fire below the fog line
Sure.
so that you don't get to see until like maybe the third act.
Agreed.
But,
Right.
like,
Agreed.
But if it's below the fog line and you're not supposed to go down there, how are they supposed to reload?
See, well, no, they fire below the fog line, but like they don't sit below the fog line. So you reload them up top and they shoot down.
You don't know this, but
Yeah.
Taylor's very bitter because he got fired from directing this movie.
So hold on. No, this is right. This is right. So you don't get to see. And so like the two people guarding the gorge, they don't even fucking know if there's even anything down there.
Yeah. I'll agree with all that.
And
They're
this
just hearing random
question
gunfire.
this question permeates until like, one of them has to like go down into the fog for some shit.
Yeah, not 20 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
No,
where you're
they
like,
show 'em.
She went down for
But-
Levi.
The Hollow Men are already here.
Oh, they're just like CGI smears on the side of a cliff.
Yeah.
I think if the story was the creatures, then yes. But the story wasn't the creatures in this.
Kind of became it.
Love.
I mean, they intertwined it into it, but once it became the rescue, that was all backburned, and then you didn't have we didn't need any of the Russian or the leaking bomb, blah 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 blah. We didn't need any of that.
It's a corporate
Yeah.
villain.
Yeah, we don't.
Corporations are the real enemy.
We could have done without that. It could have been anything else in that thing, and not have to explain that other than, oh, they're researching whatever this is. Okay.
I love the idea of them using I guess this is in. You take us in. Take us into the gorge.
So they fall in the gorge.
He's trying to get back. Right.
Sorry.
Miles is trying to get back to his
Yeah.
side.
Levi has just had the night of his life, and he is leaving. And as he's
And
zip
I've never
line
felt
across.
this way before.
I do like how he just the
And
Titanic.
yeah, he crawls for about what 5 feet, and then they're coming up the other side, and
Yeah, his minds go off, so it snaps. Wish I knew that was coming. And she immediately grabs her gear and jumps GoldenEye style off of the wall to save him. The gorge itself, I don't understand how the people in the gorge work because you'd hit, it'd be like two guys, you'd shoot guns, and then no one would come for like 2 hours. And then 50 of them would come out of nowhere, and then you'd have two again. It was really weird in there.
Yeah, we knew
it's called
that
strategery.
sound or something would agitate them because that's
We've
what
established
JD
that,
did, right?
yep.
Throwing the little whatever the heck that was.
It's a Zoom.
Flashbang.
Sure. Flashbanger.
But you'd have that, and then you had, of course, the horse trees,
Sure.
the centipede people, the rib cage hole.
With the rib cage Venus
Venus
flytrap is the
flytrap,
one
yeah.
that I was like, that's fucking creepy.
I liked that
shit.
one,
That's good.
Yeah.
and the red sticky goo.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh yeah, of course there's blood down there from them shooting them. Oh, they don't have
It's
blood.
adhesive.
And then we get some really close ups at the people, and you're like, okay, all right, so it's a tree person.
Got a third eye.
That's
Snake coming out
I
of
did like
breast
his
cavity.
third eye. That was cool. And I did
A
like,
little offset. It's a Hills Have Eyes style.
yeah, just he's looking over here.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, radiation.
Yeah.
I think Taylor said it 47 times. The second you get in there, I don't want to breathe this shit.
Yeah.
Because
Cover your face up.
it just looks like the mist.
Make an effort to try and not to breathe in the poison colors.
Especially from what even our characters know at this point.
Yeah.
Everything.
But it's like, yeah, it's kind of like hell down there.
Yeah.
That's what JD called it. He's like, I think it's the gate to hell.
Yeah.
And
Wrong.
we're guarding the entrance.
Oh, I just
And the fog is always there.
and
So what do you, I mean, at this point they're a few months in and there
Mist.
wasn't a single sunny day busting that fog, that smog.
I will
There was one sunny day.
I will be generous and say
Sunday.
you get down there and it's yellow fog and you're like, okay, it's still pretty bright down here. We're probably okay. But then they just, without a care in the world, transitioned into the blue fog. And at that point, fuck them. Because if you're all of a sudden walking into dark blue fog from yellow fog, you're gonna stop and say,
You
hey,
skip
maybe
the
we
red
shouldn't
fog.
go into that fucking fog.
Yeah,
The red fog is the worst fog. That's where they were into the deep shit.
What's crazy is I think I saw
What about the purple fog?
Anya Taylor-Joy's eyes go further to the side of her head after she came out of the river in the gorge.
She's already one of the
Because
things.
that is also highly contaminated, just being down there
Sure.
glowing for eternity.
You can't tell me she didn't take in some of the
Oh,
water
for
into
sure.
those lungs.
For
too.
sure.
They're fucked.
Yeah.
They're toast. They're breathing heavy. They're running around.
And everyone knows
over.
red fog means it's a boss level.
Yeah.
Don't go there.
Red fog at night, sailor's delight.
So how did they, because we didn't know there was a town down there, the whole city
Right.
that, spoilers, a bunch of scientists were fucking around and they dropped the Oppenheimer
Yep.
name.
It was like a military base.
While they were doing that over there, we were fucking with nature. And
Yeah,
whoops
they
a
were doing-
daisies.
Biochemical, biomechanical engineering stuff.
Yeah. They essentially made a thinny. If you've read the Dark Tower series. That's what it is.
I read the back
Yes.
flap.
No one here. Okay. Adam, that was for you. And James. And everybody else that reads the Dark Tower. Just
But-
not these three guys.
James wanted to sit by the fire tonight instead of come to podcast.
He did. I hope he's toasty. Toasted buns.
Depends on Alan's mood.
That's true. Um, I really,
The
really
Gorge.
liked the aesthetic when they were first setting off in the gorge. They went through what'd you call it? The Predator's trophy room, like
Oh yeah,
hunting grounds.
it looked like Predators hunting grounds.
It looked like
It looked like their campsite from the Adrian Brody Predators.
yeah, or like Hellraiser, all that shit.
Okay, yeah.
It was skulls, bones.
That's part of my question. Are these creatures just wanting to kill to eat? Or is it just to kill because they know that they are there to kill them?
So
Yes.
What's all the meat hanging around?
they said that they were food, or they, in their infinite knowledge, assumed that they were looking for them for food. And I think that was kind of verified when we went to the church.
But our main guy who captures Anya could have easily just slashed her up and started devouring, but he chooses to hang her up.
Yeah, he had a meat rack down there.
Well, yeah.
But you get there quickly if
No.
you're hungry. She's
This
gone.
is-
You eat the 2 pounds of meat that she has on her
Maybe he's on Zillow.
and move on to the next one.
He had no refrigeration, so
yeah,
yeah.
you got to dry age it first, Cameron.
Oh,
But the
Maybe she just didn't have enough meat, and he
That-
was gonna fatten her up.
that's the best theory that I've heard.
She's
so
just bones.
That's the best theory.
Look at her bones.
they probably want to keep her alive because she looks like the bones. She's ready to go.
Yeah, she's one of us.
That right there's a chair.
Already had a stick out
But
of her.
in the church, they get attacked by spiders and the Groot people, and they fight each other as well. The spiders are eating the.
Yes.
So that's when it's like, okay, so the ecosystem, everybody's just
So it's still
Struggling
survival
to
of the
survive.
fittest down there.
Yeah.
Everyone against everyone.
yeah.
Except for all the people that took cyanide in the church.
Yeah, they didn't come back so much, but they looked cool.
I thought
Yeah.
that was like a coin in that skeleton's hand.
You got to taste it to see for sure
Yeah.
That was just a little like offering.
to get across the river Styx.
Yeah.
Why did he identify that as cyanide?
That's cyanide.
What was that?
That's what I'm saying. I had
Cyanide.
That
I,
it
I
looked
thought
like
it was
a
a
pull
coin.
tab on a Coke can.
Yeah.
It's like a little grain,
No,
like a
it-
crystal grain.
Yeah.
Was that what it was?
It was,
Yeah.
it was a little metal container with cyanide inside it.
You got to know your poison.
Yeah.
He knows everything.
What is
Oh, forget.
cyanide smells like? It smells like
Mustard gas.
no, it smells like
Mm.
Feathers.
pecans or something like that, I think.
Interesting.
Okay, so you're bitching about this highly trained guy knowing what cyanide smells like, and you're like, well, yeah, it smells like this. Duh.
Smells like
Yeah.
pecans in here.
Look,
Gotta
Smells
be
just like the
cyanide.
capsule they gave him right before he went on this mission.
That dude can't smell anything except the blue fucking fog that's everywhere. That stuff's there's no way that doesn't have a smell to
That's
it.
how distinct the cyanide smell is.
He's got a brain tumor. He doesn't know what he's smelling.
It's called being in love.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see Gorge harder.
Oh man.
That's gonna be fun when all the stuff starts to come out of them.
Yeah.
That's gonna be great.
That's what I want. Like they should have that's what should happen is them at the end at the hotel or at the fucking restaurant and they're sitting there and they kiss and then they just like explode open into like fucking things like immediately. We're
I
good.
thought they
Oh,
were gonna
my-
get stuck together. Merge into one.
Taylor's been through some shit.
oh my this is so stupid.
This was your idea, Taylor.
I know.
He
So
wanted to do this.
this is what I wanted.
You need
I
to watch
wanted to
Gladiator.
yell.
You need to watch Gladiator. too.
Okay, so I made a note on this, and I wanted to cover this. And you guys are gonna poo poo. I know you're gonna poo poo all over this, but
Yep.
there's a finite amount of people in there. Okay, there's 2,400 people plus the horses, and then there's the original scientists that were
Was the
down
original
there.
scientists and everybody that was living and working there.
Let's assume that's 5,000 people. Okay,
So
there's
we're at 7,400
7,400, and it's been about
plus two
75 years.
two people a year for 75 years. So,
So-
that's another 150,
Okay, so that's
including
that's
JD.
100 people a year that they're allowed to kill before they run out of fucking people.
I was thinking about that when they were shooting the Gatling guns.
They killed 70, 80 of them right there. And that was just one night, 1
Yeah.
month.
Right,
Yeah.
but
They
he
are
had been,
rebirthing them.
yeah, but he had been there
What are they
for
rebirthing?
I
Well,
don't know what their birth
yeah, they
rate
were
is.
building them.
They're not.
That
Yeah.
lab was making them.
Did you not see that?
That's not making them.
They're making them.
Is that what
but
that?
they
No.
That's
were-
what the computer said. They were building. They were
They didn't
finding
even-
them and building them.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
they didn't even.
So yeah,
come
that
up-
shoots that up.
Yeah, they didn't even come up until like 2 months in.
Yeah.
So
but
they
I mean,
had. So from the time he got there at the beginning of
Mhm.
September,
Even with that, they would have chewed through those original people years ago.
years.
But yeah, they were synthesizing them. Like that was the whole point
Yeah.
of the project was make them so that you can control it.
Oh God.
So that shoots that to shit.
So lame. So lame. This movie sucks.
Moving on. Fucking Skeletullas. The
Yeah,
spiders.
Those are creepy.
It's just stolen. It's just stolen straight from the mist.
There was a lot of mist vibes
There's
too.
so much stuff that's in here that's stolen from other movies.
I was getting Jurassic Park vibes with the Jeep
You mean
upside down.
all of it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was the other way, but still, like the way they were like fighting and doing stuff on the Jeep, hanging off the side of the
that
cliff.
Jeep fucked.
Yeah, it really did.
with the
That was some
with the-
Indiana Jones moves.
yeah, the tracks. I
good
like, I
Indiana
like those
Jones
tracks on
Yeah.
that Jeep. I want tracks on my Jeep.
You need a Jeep first.
Tracks.
What was your favorite line?
Oh.
All of them.
Well, so hold on, because there's stuff
After
that
the church.
that whole thing is so stupid. So they I was so mad. They go so they leave the church and they run to the wall and they just happen to find a fucking mine shaft that just happens to have all of the information in there of what's going on in the gorge. So they watch the tape.
Yeah, that was a nuclear missile silo.
Yeah. But that's the thing is like, why would all that shit be in that specific mine area when we looked at the silo later in the red area and there's all those buildings back there? Like that's the main facility.
I hate
But
to
yet
tell
they,
you this.
they got all this shit in the fucking,
Those are called barracks.
Ugh.
It's called a movie, and I'm with you.
you know,
I'm with you.
it
but at
doesn't
the
have to be
same
this
time, like,
stupid.
it is a movie.
It's so
I have
stupid.
to come back to it. Like those tree people don't exist.
So anyway,
I want to mark this day down as Cameron explaining to Taylor,
Fiction.
this is a movie.
okay, just throw it away as movie shit. That's
This is
fine.
usually
Write
what
it
we
off.
do to Cameron.
No fucking standards here. So anyways, so now they're
No, so you want them to continue at the bottom of the gorge for hours on end of film before they find said
No, I want
mine.
them to walk along the wall because at least you have one side covered.
not just show up.
Yeah,
at
they're
the
just
wall.
walking through the middle of the fucking
Sure.
murder woods.
I'm just saying that is more time.
Like, oh,
of this movie.
get to the side of the gorge and go traverse the gorge on the fucking sides.
Yeah.
So stupid. It's so stupid. So anyways,
So they think tactical, but do they?
obviously they don't.
Yeah.
So they're leaving the gorge, and Anya Taylor-Joy's like, "Oh wait, I left all my bag with all of the shit that I need.
I'm a trained badass assassin.
I
I'm
just-
leaving my shit
I
left
just
and
threw
right.
it right here
Yeah.
and walked away from it."
Oops.
And then so she goes, "My bag's gone." And then Miles Teller just jumps to conclusions and goes, "They can think tactically." Well, they just
Like immediately.
they just
Like-
took the thing that you brought. That doesn't mean intelligence.
It was
they
warm and smelled like
set it
you.
out
And then
for a trap.
Sure. Well, and then they open the door, and I think he says something to the effect of, they've set a trap, but they didn't even see the bag at that point." So
Yeah, they
he's
did.
Did he see the bag at that point?
Yeah,
Okay.
But-
it's sitting right out in the open. Like, hey, come and grab me. There's nothing ominous about this situation.
But you know what all this
That's a trap.
mist and fog needs? A smoke grenade.
Oh my God, it's so stupid.
I'm like, let's make it even harder to see what's going on.
yeah,
For
he's like,
us.
They're having problems, clearly.
They know what's going on down here. We don't.
If
Let's
they
create
can-
more.
if they can see you through the fucking fog, they can see you through the smoke. But it doesn't matter. We're off the rails here of
The most
jumping to
useless
conclusions.
Smoke grenades I've ever seen.
And then so they go out there and she picks the bag up and like just stands there like a dummy.
Yes.
And then what happens? one fucking Groot and a horse ride off. There's not 1,000 of them that are working together.
He didn't want to share that meal.
I guess they don't think tactically.
No, he did. He told
did.
the other guys that they were over there.
Yeah,
I think I see him over there, guys.
That's
he's
what I
trying to
want to
keep
see.
this one for himself.
Yeah.
I want to see them talking to each other and clicking. I want that.
It's not Last of Us.
But
with
see,
subtitles.
this takes us back to another problem that I had that you're probably going to agree with. Fuck, I don't know, maybe. She gets captured. Horse Groot drives off with her. Levi somehow tracks her to a silo. I don't know how he just assumed that she was down there. There didn't seem like there was anything indicating
He like saw a set of stairs and was like,
that's it.
pretty sure this is it.
He was on a horse, so obviously he went down some stairs.
Or stairs. Now we see what the Amos. What was the guy's name that was down there? He was like the first tower
Shaw.
guard. Shaw. Armas. Where the fuck did I get that? Shaw.
Frederick Shaw.
I mean, he was in the army.
Armas Shaw. Yes, that's it. I think it was Fred Armistead.
Bradley Shaw or something like that.
I actually think that's correct.
So between his cave, where he's got a fire, the pinnacle of where human thought and society took off, and he's used traps to grab this girl, haul her, not just kill her outright, take her down there so that she's fresh, all this, but they can't figure out how to get up 50 fucking feet as a group of
Sure.
how many thousand people?
Yep.
That was the part that was like, they shouldn't be doing that.
They can
That's
think
too much.
They can think tactically. They can't think vertically.
Practically.
Globes,
They're flat earthers.
platitudes only.
So he saves her.
They fight.
She saves herself.
Sure.
Women assassins can do things too.
Sure.
But she's a psychopath.
No feeling.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure we're all agreeing here.
Clearly a psychopath. So is he, by the way.
Okay, finally.
I mean,
I thought he was going to kill himself.
these are broken people. They signed up for this mission. I'm sorry. If you're out there and you're a sniper, I'm not making any judgment calls on you. But if you're a sniper and you sign up for a years-long mission to watch over a fucking gorge that nobody knows shit about, yeah, you got issues.
Where one of your interview questions is, "Hey, does anybody love or care about you, or will miss you if you don't come back?"
I think that's part of where my head, like, I question the interview process and the job description. How much could they have told them? Like, what is the time? Like, what are the parameters of you're going to be by yourself? Like, did they know any of this before signing on that dotted line?
Well,
How much did they know? How much can they disclose of what exactly you're going to be doing?
She knew that it was
She also
going to
made
be a year.
yeah. She was like, "I'm going dark for a year, zero contact with anybody."
Yeah.
But this is extreme. This is the extreme version of that.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
think she
this
knew
is the
this.
simplest form of zero contact they could have done.
Simplest but most extreme.
Yeah, but just saying I'm going dark doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to an isolated
Correct.
thing. Yeah.
True.
You could be going.
So how much
But
do
she
they
did
know?
say, "I will have zero contact with anybody for a year."
Sure.
I mean,
So
she could be.
Again, it could be a
There's
black
some form
site.
of-
Could be,
Right.
well, it was a black site, but
Yep. That's accurate.
you know what I mean.
So
Yeah.
the less they know, the more psychotic they are.
See, I think
She's like, yeah, I'll sign up. Sure.
I like
do it.
I like to think that her counterpart when she landed goes, "Hey, they tell you not to talk to the other guy, but I mean, just do fucking whatever you want."
Yeah.
Like that side is all just super undisciplined because they're like crazy drunk Russians, and they're just like, "Yeah, fucking, I did all kinds of stuff to this dude. He wouldn't talk to me, but let's see if you have more luck with your dude."
Yeah, the turrets pretty much run themselves. You don't really have to fucking do anything.
You're kind of solid. You can kind of just fuck around with the guy.
Oh, yeah, there's a grappling gun in the basement.
Just in case.
He goes and makes a homemade grappling gun. She's like, yeah, you can use mine.
Yeah.
Bitch.
You're telling me the turrets couldn't start sooner? Like,
Yeah, it did take
you
them
know,
a minute. Where were
it's
the
like
tripwires in relation to the fence? Because it seemed like
it
the
was like
tripwires they were
10 feet.
above the fence.
No, they were.
It was pretty freaking
They were.
close.
They
to the
looked
fence.
close.
It was close.
It
Really
wasn't-
close.
Yeah,
But
it was
they had
only
already-
like 20 feet below the fence or something.
But still, like you can't. I mean, again, like you can't shoot down further. It's just like right there. Hey, whenever it's getting real close, that's when we'll come to help.
We don't want to make it too easy on our one lone person on each side. We want to make sure they're paying attention because it's actually a psychological experiment to see if we throw monster after monster of them, what kind of sleep schedule we can get them on.
Also makes you wonder how much action JD saw
Mm.
in his 1 year of duty because he didn't
Yeah.
speak to it as like a watch your shit. You
Right.
know, like they're coming, they're gonna come hot and heavy.
And they
Both
can't.
sides watch out. It's just like, oh yeah, like you might see him.
There's
Not sure.
There's Mahalo Man down there. I don't know. You know, whatever.
That's a good point. If
He
he
seemed like he wanted to help.
See, that's what I had the problem with in that conversation. I'd be like, hey, what is it, dude? They were fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like they got trees coming. Like he would have described that
Yeah.
shit just so
First person he's seen in
Yeah.
years. Like this
So
one
you-
had 70 fucking eyes down its face.
I've got to talk about this. Got it.
How much time do you got? A year?
I've been really holding it in.
A scorpion with the face of my grandfather came out of there.
I would be hanging around until like they came up and be like, "Okay, you see it too? Great," because I've been alone for
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
Getting real itchy with this gun, man.
Man. Yikes.
And then we have the race to the top.
The Jeep fight.
Yeah.
Cut the rope. Just cut the fucking rope. They're climbing up on the rope.
It seemed really simple.
Cut
So-
the rope.
Oh, also we were talking about the defenses. I did like the mines
Yeah.
Mines are cool.
because the bottom was supposed to blow off and it had hydraulic spikes or something on it, so it would make shrapnel
Yeah.
down and out, but not up. I like that a lot. They didn't work for shit because they kept blowing up in their faces and knocking them down. But
It cut the rope that
Like,
he felt.
maybe-
They forgot
maybe
that the
lower it a
blast
little
still
bit.
goes 360.
yeah, lower that thing a little bit. Also, you just fucked up your fence again. You're gonna have to get down there and weld that
Exactly.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's okay. They got master welders employed there.
Clearly, two of them.
I'm
Go
pretty
straight from
sure
the
that
garden to the
fence
welding
is
shop.
heavy. Lowering sections of that fence down and welding it, that's a long day work.
Another question I have is how far out do you need to build the fence into the gorge? Because
What? Like
because
overhang?
overhang.
Okay, to keep them from crawling. They can apparently crawl over anything. I don't know if you saw that one guy's arm was a
Saying, so
tentacle.
then what the hell's a fence gonna do with that?
How about a whole net? Just make it the whole
mitigation.
way across.
Just yeah,
I mean,
contained.
why the fuck not? Problem solved.
Maybe they don't have a net the size of the Grand Canyon.
Oh, what they have drones and
Sure.
shit. Fuck that. They've got
They can't get the
nets.
drones in and out.
They've got nets. Call a net company.
You know what I think they should have done is they should have called the Westboro Baptist Church. They would have come and surrounded it and just shamed them all back down in there.
Trampoline. They could build like a high rise like thing, where it's just trampolines all across. They just bounce right off of them. I don't know. It's the fucking damnedest thing. They can't figure them out.
Jesus hates them. Yeah, and how much would he clench your ass on that return trip across the gorge after they got out? Like, well, I got to go home and check in. Fuck.
Again, he just has zero PTSD about anything. Like he's a psycho.
Except
He's
for his first kill
a psycho. Yeah, except which, by the way, he said that was 2 miles out.
in Belize. Yeah.
Fucking bullshit. No way he made that shot. He's a liar. He's a fucking liar.
You don't say that.
So-
Tell us about your longest shot, Taylor.
He lied.
Hey, he's a poet.
He didn't do it. You can't do it on a boat. It's rocking. Doesn't make any sense.
Clearly never
Somebody
seen
didn't
Quickly
watch
Down Under.
Captain Phillips.
That's the problem with this movie, right there.
He's not a Captain Phillips guy. Those guys don't take the job. They go, no, thank you. I'm gonna go to the supermarket.
What's our runtime?
Well, one of them's dead, but
I have no idea.
There's only one more thing I need to talk about.
All right,
Oh, perfect.
Rob, what's in the rest of your pad there?
Just the ending. What do you got?
How
Is it
great it
the
was?
ending? Go ahead.
So let me set this up for anybody who hasn't seen this
Why does he
particular film.
shrink so fast or sink so fast in the water, by the way? Nothing was tied to him. You don't just sink that fast when you just
When you
Oh,
get
wait.
the wind knocked out of you, you sink like a rock.
Well, he had gear on.
Yeah.
don't do this.
Also,
Taylor, go.
did everyone else when they were in the base and they're like, "Oh, the deterrent is a nuke that goes off and the safety radius is 4.2." Did everyone just go, "Oh, he's gonna have to shoot that from far
Yeah.
away"? Okay,
Time
Just-
to get your longest shot in.
Just make sure we all were on the same page. Continue.
So,
Hold on, one more thing. No,
As a woman, how do you feel, Taylor?
ooh,
not
I
today.
don't like the way this movie portrayed us. So Sigourney Weaver finds out that Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy have consummated. And she's such a shrew that she goes, "We've got to clean this up. We got to go out there and kill them. I'll go." The CEO of this huge defense contract, she would be worth $1 billion fucking dollars. And she's gonna leave her C-suite at this penthouse fucking skyscraper and go, no, I'll go in person because of honor.
Yeah, he's my mistake.
Fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous.
If they don't kill one person a year,
And keep in mind, they were going to kill them anyway.
Maybe there's an aspect to this, Taylor, that if they were to get out of this situation alive, the Dark Lake people are coming for her head anyway. So she wants to go try and clean up her mistake.
Sure.
Okay?
So here's how you
To
do
make
it.
sure that it gets done.
Here's
Because
how you
she's
do
a
it.
lady
She knows
who
how to-
gets shit done.
As
She
soon
knows
as
how to take responsibility for her actions.
soon as
Taylor.
you know that he lied to you about that shit, she's not sending people and going on a helicopter. You just push the drone button and you just have the auto turret that are attached to fucking
They
helicopters.
tried that. It
Just
didn't
go
work.
in. Well, because they showed up.
Didn't work.
You just immediately do that. Be like, okay, well, we can wait until the morning and assemble your team, or they'll
And
be
we only
there.
have 4.
They'll be there in 15 minutes.
All we got's 4. Is that gonna work?
It's done. It's over. They're going. Just wait until they fall asleep, and then you fucking drone them.
Yeah. How about someone go poison the vodka these people are drinking? Done.
Sure, whatever.
I also like that they go there and it's her and 2 guys. That's her team.
That's right.
And a pilot.
Yeah.
I'm
And
pilot.
There were 2
they
pilots.
land and there's no one there and they're going to kill the 2 top snipers in the world.
Yes.
And they're just like, let's just walk in and stand by this window.
This is yeah.
It's like they didn't have to blow it up at that point. They
She
could have
wasn't even-
regrouped and done whatever.
Maybe
She
stay
wasn't
in your
even
helicopter.
carrying a gun, was she?
I didn't see one.
No.
She doesn't go down like
She
that.
was wearing a white pantsuit.
No,
Yeah.
she doesn't carry guns. She's just there to supervise.
But
She's
she made the comment on the phone before when she's like, "Hey, get your team ready to go." She's like, "I'll kill him myself if I have to." I mean,
What she said.
assuming she's just gonna stand there in her pantsuit, go, gun.
that's what I figured. Yeah. Or she's just booting around.
She got a brooch. The brooch has a needle on it.
Nice.
Stay in your fucking helicopter. Just circle around the area, find them, and shoot a minigun out of the side of your helicopter. Rambo.
Also, she knows what's down there.
Yeah.
Like the second you land, I'd be like, all right, well, let's fucking get the fuck out of here.
Does she have to kill the guys
Just quick, guys.
that she brought on the mission? Like, is her plan, okay, once we kill the snipers? No, I kill the bus driver. I mean, what are we
We
doing
didn't see her,
here?
but she jumped out with a
Granted,
parachute
that was
on
her-
at the end.
So I wasn't paying close enough attention, but if we go back and look at the 2 guys on her team, there's a black guy and a white guy. The white guy vaguely resembled the guy that shot JD after they picked him up at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
So is that her, like, when
Probably.
she called to get her team, is that her cleanup team for every
Yep.
time they bring somebody back and forth?
You got to have a
So-
limited amount of people
Her 2
There-
guys that know.
knowing.
See, this is the problem. This is
Right.
the problem
So
with
you've got-
conspiracy theories.
You've got
There's
4
somebody
guys that
knows.
yeah. So you've got 2 pilots and your 2-man team that knows it. and they're the cleanup crew for however many years. And then instead of killing 6 people a year, you only have to kill 2 people a year and 6 people every 5th year.
See, those two guys, the second trip where they kill the guys, those two guys are talking to each other, going, "Hey, man, I think she's gonna kill us too.
Yeah.
I think we got to do something
The first
here.
time you get ordered to do that, you're gonna be like, ooh.
Let's look at the whistleblower laws because this is fucked."
True.
How many stair steps am I away from hitting my salary cap and getting my
Yeah.
ass killed?
Yeah.
I'm vested in. Whoa, one more year, I'm sure everything's gonna work out fine.
So was Damocles a subsidiary of Dark Lake? And if you can remember where that one was from,
No.
Damocles.
yeah, where they killed off all their shooters. Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh, yes. Polar.
Yeah.
That's exactly where this movie falls off for me too, Taylor. Is right
Love
at
that
the
fucking
end.
movie.
Right at the end.
Right, you know,
Yeah, I
it
mean,
was
like
going
up
so
until there,
smooth.
it was perfect. And then I'm like, you know what? Why is she going after him?
Look at all the pretty colors.
Movie's bullshit.
I'm going to remind
Oh.
everybody, Taylor forced us to watch this and told us how great this
Yes.
film was.
I said
well,
it was an absolute turd.
You did not.
Get ready to flush.
He is the king of the flush.
The same guy that had us watch Rebel Moon.
What did I do?
I will
Yeah.
give Taylor credit. Like, this is just good enough where it's got some good aspects where you're like, oh, sure.
Yeah.
Just bad enough where you can shit on it and it feels good. You know?
It feels good.
Once they go into the gorge, I go, oh no.
It's another one. I mean, there's the tokenized Taylor quote. The oh no happens almost every film. Oh no. Oh no.
That's what it sounds like too.
But it gives us the content that we needed for the pod. So great recommendation.
Thanks, man.
Now again, will I watch it ever again? Absolutely not, because why would you? This psycho watched it on Friday.
He's already watched it 3 times
Oh.
and took notes.
Yeah, you
That's
know
how
what?
sick you are. Is you're like, I watched this film, hated it. Let's all watch together.
I rewrote this too. I
getting it now.
I got to the
I-
bottom of my notes here. I rewrote this. Do you
What's
want,
wrong with you?
Do you want to hear my rewrite?
I don't know if I do.
Here's the do-over. We already covered some of it.
Is this on your second viewing or third viewing?
No. I wrote this.
Does it support some of my opinions?
I wrote this Saturday night, I think.
Then you're out.
How much time?
Oh, there's 7 bullet points.
Okay, go ahead.
You ready for this?
Look hitters.
Across 16 pages.
Why-
Each
why
one
would you
has
rewrite your
36
notes?
subpoints.
Okay. Here we go. Here's your gorge movie. You don't ever go into the gorge, at least not to the very bottom. You never learn what the gorge is or why it exists. First big change. Second, you replace the auto turrets with auto rifles that have suppressors on them and like advanced targeting attached to them. So when they fire below the fog line, the characters, for at least most of the movie, they never see anything. They never know if there's anything really down there. We covered this.
Yep.
Okay. So now we're getting into stuff here. If you do show the creatures, you don't make them look like shitty ants. You actually, they should just look like people, like dressed in like military garb. And you can even have them come out in military uniforms, like from long ago ages. So even like
Sure.
way back, they just show up looking like people in like military shit, and you're like, "This is weird." And you don't know what to think about it. So it causes your main characters to question if they're real or not, if they're creatures, what's going on. Okay, then you should never view things from Anya Taylor-Joy's side. So you should only see her through Miles Teller's view of her through the binoculars.
Because she's a woman?
No, it's the male gaze. It's literally the male gaze. Is you looking at him?
He doesn't
So-
want to see the female gaze.
You don't want. I horrified. So then you only learn about her from him watching her, and that is so you're on the same page.
No,
you're
I'm
with him.
following.
You following with me?
Sure.
Okay. So
I
here's
necessarily
here's where
agree,
things get bonkers.
They're not.
No. This
Okay.
is where things get really interesting.
Keep going.
You have a child climb out. and
That's insane.
and they suggest something like, "We need help down there. Won't you help us?" And then you have Miles Teller kill the child, not knowing if it's real or not, and they fall back into the gorge. So like, we're really fucking him up here. Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
So the last thing in the movie, it should be Anya Taylor-Joy traversing the gorge. This is I'm reading this for the first time since I wrote this. Anya Taylor-Joy traversing the gorge like Miles Teller does in the movie. So she's coming across to him, and he's watching, and then the line breaks, and she falls into the gorge, and then he's sitting there distraught, and the line becomes taut, and maybe it even gets pulled somewhat into the gorge. And then Miles gives up and goes into his tower thinking that she's dead. And then later she shows up and she climbs out and she says she got away. She didn't see what pulled on the rope. And he doesn't know if it's her or not. So he raises his gun against her and then like looking down the sight and like he just kind of backs off a little bit. End of the movie.
End scene.
End of the movie. That's
Credits.
the fucking end.
I hate it.
I think you should watch Phantoms. You'd like it. It's that movie.
Well, there's no Liev Schreiber. We don't have a Liev.
Hey, you want to see something?
Hey, you want to?
See, I just wouldn't rewrite this movie.
Well, you know,
Just
Neither would Taylor, apparently.
this is why
scorch it off the face of the earth.
this is why you'll never be a famous Hollywood writer,
true.
and I will.
I do think again, the only rewriting I'm doing is you start the movie with both of them in their towers,
I think it's great.
Hey, we can do that here.
and you call the two towers. No, see, I'm already lost. See,
Twinsies.
Tower of Orthanc.
Two brothers.
I mean, you watched
Ooh,
this
brother.
twice within 5 days.
Yeah,
He's going to go home and watch it again, too.
it was better the second time. I'm gonna find a whole new troop of unsuspecting viewers, and
You call Shay. He'd love to watch this with you.
Shay would love this. He'd be like, "I thought pretty good."
He would like this movie.
Yeah, he'd like it.
It's pretty much Sandlot.
He loves Miles Teller. He's a big
He does like
Miles,
Miles Taylor.
big Miles
That's
Teller
true.
fan.
I could see that.
I didn't like either of them. Like, I feel like you could have done a better job casting here.
Oh, he's awful.
I'm a big fan of Joy.
No,
She was
No.
fine. I think she was totally serviceable, except the fact that she has no muscle mass and definitely like the kick on a sniper rifle is
See,
gonna break her shoulder.
she's better in
Nothing like body
Furiosa,
shaming.
where she's not talking. Better in Furiosa where she's not talking. Like half the movie, she doesn't say a single line.
Didn't watch it, won't see it.
You need to
like,
watch Split. Have you seen Split?
Yes,
She's great in that.
she's fine.
I like
know.
her in the
I
menu.
said that earlier.
She's not like that.
She's fine.
She's got those eyes where she looks at you and she's like figuring you out
Sid
like
the
a
Sloth.
velociraptor.
Two very different animals
Yes.
there.
With eyes on the side of her head.
These eyes are sighting.
Ryan, anything else, bud?
Please.
I didn't hate it nearly as much as Cameron and Taylor did. Although I can't tell if Taylor actually secretly loved it, just wants to shit on things because he's
Yeah.
Taylor.
I think it could have been so much better, and that's what's frustrating with it, because there were some good parts.
And the tweaks that would make it better would have to be finite to not go one way or the other too hard.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they really cut it down the middle.
Just a
On
little
the-
refinement.
The horror, weird action shit, and the love story. Like the shots where they kept going through the binoculars and seeing
It was like 10
like
minutes
holding
long.
the things. It was
Just kept
like
going.
it looked like the Japanese game shows.
Oh yeah,
It was like
they
what are
stole
what
it
are
from the
these
Dawn of the
shots?
Dead remake.
Yeah, like exactly like that. Like what are they doing with these
Playing-
shots?
Playing chess across the way, and
It just kept
Yeah.
going.
It was that
Didn't stop.
odd. I'll watch it again probably at some point.
I don't know if you.
These characters would simply not trust each other. Absolutely not. I don't care how hot they are. They
Taylor has
wouldn't
trust
each other.
issues.
yeah, but after you've been alone for however many months,
It was like 45 days at that time.
You also need to think
It
they
wasn't
are
that long.
snipers.
it was like 4 months before that.
They are snipers. They watch fucking targets for days before taking a shot.
Yeah,
They
but
are alone. They
not
are
120
alone
days.
people. No, but they're loners.
I mean, they went through 2 full seasons.
They're the most loner people that exist.
All of
in
his
the
friends are snipers. He knows what he's talking about.
world.
What region
Except for
of
Shay.
did he say northern hemisphere
Yes.
Yeah.
contains rabbits? All of them? Trying to still narrow down where this place was at.
Denmark.
It would have had to have been, well,
Close
That's
enough
not true.
to Singapore, wherever the heck she was in her C-suite, to get there by helicopter pretty quick.
Well, that was next day. I mean,
But
you're
still,
not taking a helicopter.
she
for
said it in the
entire
morning.
flight.
Like, hey, in the morning we're going.
Yeah, so she's hopping on her private G5
True.
as soon as she gets off the
True.
phone,
True.
flying to the nearest airstrip and taking a helicopter from there.
But she definitely was in an Asian
Oh yeah,
country,
looked
you
like
know, with all those skyscrapers.
we also skipped like probably the best other exciting option for this movie is them surviving in the woods for 6 weeks while they had to walk to the next place.
yeah.
Like they survived in the wilderness for who knows how long
She was,
because they
she was
were
in a cave for 5 days, and
Weren't
then
around
it was in France.
didn't get eaten by bears or wolves or get any disease or get
No.
dysentery.
No.
She was still armed, wasn't she?
Yeah,
Not a sidearm, at the least.
at least she dropped her biggin.
It'd be funny if like she just like got adopted by bears and like she was just, you know what, fuck it, I'm not going to the cross in France. I'm gonna
This
stay
is
with the
Goldilocks
bears.
and the 3 bears.
Yeah, and it's like a origin story of this one. These bears are just right.
They were so big with her like marking
lost
off
it, Taylor.
days and shit. Like her 10-day stand in the hole, crossing those off. Her 5 days at the end. We have to see every single one. Like,
That's how you.
She
Come on.
The Jesus awakening out of the cave with the
just-
sunlight.
I don't need to see you crossing off every single one.
She had open wounds inside a fucking chemical factory. They are fucked.
Hey, who hasn't had that?
She had
A
a
limb
twig.
that was already.
Yeah, she had one of the
Yeah.
poison fucking trees.
She got
in her
artificially
stomach.
inseminated by that. I'm pretty
She's
sure.
toast.
Yeah.
She is Groot.
100%. So again, I didn't hear your rewrite of creatures busting out of their gut when they're kissing on the hills of France or
It's
whatever.
not in there. It's not in there. The only busting of guts is
Easy.
Do it.
Easy.
All right, that's plenty for this movie. We told everything and beyond. Hey, thanks, Taylor.
Don't thank him for that.
Jesus.
It's been this many days since a workplace accident, since a Taylor accident.
What were we going to watch? I need to
Death
ask
to
that.
Smoochie.
I got stuck because I couldn't find my copy of Death to Smoochie.
So he was a solution.
Not fucking.
I don't know if I'd call it that.
Well,
You
I
what?
agree.
Mediocre alternative.
Yeah, Death to Smoochie's fucking phenomenal. We're doing that movie.
Yeah.
Very soon. I gotta find a copy.
Is a
Good content there, but thank you.
It's harder to edit out the video that you're wasting too. So
wasting video.
Hey.
It's there's megabytes.
Hey.
Rob
least
said it
everyone can
30
s-
seconds ago. He's just gonna.
I was gonna say,
click
at least
comments.
everyone can see us just staring at him like, fucking get it out, man.
I'm standing on the edge of the world. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make fun of that. I like Carado. Like the fucking yeah.
Yeah, that was the problem everyone had.
That's the only. It's a good song.
soundtrack was decent.
It was
Not great.
It was a ripoff.
All
of,
along the watchtower there at the end. It was
I
kind
didn't
of
hear No Kid Rock.
It was
No,
a ripoff
but-
of the Social Network. Is the original score? It's just the Social Network shit reworked.
Okay, I haven't watched that in like 10 years.
So there's like 2 piano keys that go off. It's the same thing.
You could use some James Carpenter.
So any movie with
Who?
piano keys used,
John Carpenter.
Same thing.
I didn't
Enjoy.
say that, Rob.
just 2 keys going.
It's got the tones and the whams and the piano.
It had the
keys.
whams.
Okay, I'm talking about the actual songs that exist.
Oh, you're yeah,
Ramones?
you're talking about
Yeah.
Yeah, all along the Watchtower.
the diegetic
little-
music.
Sure.
I'm talking
Some
about the
Twisted
score.
Sister.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Twisted
yeah, that's
Sister
right.
Christmas edition. That was
Yeah.
pretty fun. I'm trying to find some good things.
Yeah, well,
too.
it was
good
it was
until they
okay.
went into the gorge. I mean, it was okay until they
That's
went
what the
into
movie's
gorge. It
called. They
just
have
went-
to.
No, it doesn't. You don't have to know what's in the
The
fucking
movie's
gorge.
called The Mist. You're gonna be in the mist.
Oh,
You know.
It's Halloween. It's gonna be Halloween.
I don't know how else to explain it to you.
I think that's the perfect explanation.
cover your faces so that you're not breathing in the yellow and the blue and the red fucking gas.
You filthy.
Oh.
All right. That's plenty. I'm probably gonna watch it again. Charlie.
Are we recording?